So I don't know. All right.
We can.
Yeah, so thank you very much. Just continuing from where Anemi stopped. Actually, she has done a good job in talking about the REDCap setup, uses and advantages. She has also talked about how to create a project. She has talked about user rights and data access groups. So I will just briefly go through them because I'll be talking about data access group with regards to multi-site data capturing. So I just want to mention here that the SOPs, username and password management, setup of user rights and data access groups can be found on the Sickle in Africa website. The links are here. We're already used to this interface. Anemi mentioned them while she was talking about REDCap setup and building a REDCap project. So menu bar is where I want us to look at, especially where the user rights and data access group, the arrow is pointing. This is very important in talking about the multiple sites. In Nigeria, we have over 20, we have 25 sites. We have 25 sites currently entering data. And it is very important that we group this data into data access groups so that each site is able to access data in their site, is able to see data from their site and are blinded to data from other sites. While at the hub or the central CESTA, we're able to see what every site is doing. So while Anemi was talking, she talked about user rights. This interface is showing us where we create roles and assign roles to people. Already I've created roles for Isaac and the PI, Professor Nodu. On this project, I'll be illustrating. And then I've also gone ahead to create data access group, just like she mentioned, showing several sites. So on this page, you see at the data access group, we have Ahmadu Bello University Teaching Hospitals area, Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital, and then some other hospitals listed. I made sure that I didn't include all the 25, but we can have as much as we want on the data access group. And then Anemi mentioned that we can, assign roles and then also assign people to a particular hospital. On this project, I've assigned Isaac to Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital. It means that Isaac can only enter data for Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital and can only access data from that site. Whoever is not assigned to any project, and is also on the project, has a global access. So you'll find out that the PI and myself, who is not assigned to any group, has the ability to see data from all sites. So the number of records that each site has entered is also shown on this column. Yeah, so basically that is it for the data access group. I just want to also add that a unique code is given to maybe let's say, for instance, Isaac, who is now a data clerk on this project. A unique code is given to him. So whenever he enters data into the REDCap, this code is assigned to that particular record. So you will see that I've logged in as Isaac here, and the data is collected in Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital, as shown here. And then this unique code 576 will be shown on every record that Isaac enters. So yes, this is also showing the number of records that Isaac has entered on this project. With this button, he can add new records. So the advantages of DAG with respect to multi-sites like ours is that there are no limits to the number of sites that you can add or a number of data access groups that you can add. You can also label in a short way. When I was showing that illustration, I labeled Aminu Kano in a very long, with long words. You can make them very short, UATH, and you can rename as, even when the project has been sent to production. Yes, so, and only existing project users can be assigned to a group. So you must first of all add the user to the user rights tools before you can access add them up in a data access group. So the data access page lists each group, the users currently assigned to each group, a unique code, a unique group name assigned to the group, and then also the assignments. I mean, whether the person is able to import records or whatever function the person can do. So for data capturing, on the menu bar, you can go ahead to enter a new record by using the Add and Edit button. With the Add and Edit, when you click on it, it's on the workspace. You will see the Add and Edit, the Add New Record. You can click on that and then Add New Record. So Isaac is logged in now and is adding a new record. So with this interface, you can add up maybe a new patient or a new information, as the case may be, based on how you've designed the project. So using the record status dashboard, we can see how many records Isaac has entered under Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital. He has entered 4 records. You will notice that the unique data access code that Isaac is assigned to, I mean, whenever he enters record, is shown on all the records that he has entered. So you see 576 for record 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's pre-appended to all the records that Isaac will enter on the project. Then monitoring. To monitor your data on REDCap, I prefer to use data to view the record to view the entire record. I will go ahead to, on the menu bar, go to data export, report, and statistics. I'll click on it. Then I would see view reports, export data, and statistics. I would prefer to view the entire report to see how, whether there is missing, to see the data in full before going ahead to maybe do data quality. So when you use the data quality button also, you can also check to see blank values, field validation errors, outliers, hidden fields, multiple choice. I mean, and you can also customize to monitor the data that has been entered in various sites. When you are done with that, you can execute, to check if there are missing values, to check if there are errors, maybe outlier values. Somebody has entered a particular value that is beyond, or an age that is beyond what you're supposed to see. So it flags up as outliers, and then you can also see it when you execute using data quality. With this, you can monitor the data that has been entered in various data access groups and through various sites. You can also monitor to see if those data has been entered properly. So I'll stop here and then quickly stop sharing, then go to show us a demo. Yeah, so this is the project. I'm logged in now as myself. I designed the project, so I have a global access to this project. I will just quickly add one record, then go ahead to, so to add a record, or capture a record on REDCap on the project that has already been designed and must have gone on production, because you will not be advised to enter a live record on a project that is yet to be, a project that is still on production, that's still yet to go for production. So you have to make sure the project is live before you can add a record, a live record. So to add a record here, I'll click on Add and Edit Record, then I'll add a new record. Then just very quickly, I can just put my name, Reuben. Okay, let me, okay, I'm a caregiver. just to quickly put up something. Okay, so I'll just save, and if this is incomplete, I'll just save and exit form. Yeah, there's some mandatory fields, but I'll just ignore. Yeah, so I've added a record in this survey. Then to check the record that I've added, I will just quickly go to view reports. So all the records that has been entered on this project will be shown. As you can see. Then I'll go to data quality, just like I mentioned earlier, to check for blank values. So you can execute to see so you can actually customize more. I mean, you can add more data quality rules to see if the data is complete, the data is entered properly, and so on and so forth. To also check sites and then multiple sites to see what they've been doing. So, and this is what I have to share. I'm open to any questions, and of course, more contribution. Anime can maybe add up something. But I think this is what I want to talk about in multiple sites, data capturing from multiple sites. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Reuben. That's excellent work done. You have a question. How does the DAG work with regards to data entry? I think we would ask that when we go to the mobile app. So the question is more geared towards the mobile app. So we ask that when we get there. So Reuben, just a question from my side. So in case, let's say, Isaac switches to a different site, if you reassign Isaac to a different site, what happens? Will his records for the old one still stay there, or it will move with him?
Okay, so thank you very much. I should have mentioned that while talking about data access groups. So if you can reassign any user to a new site, but if you reassign a user to a new site, his records does not move with him to the new site. So we'll just quickly do that. We'll just reassign Isaac to, so reassign Isaac to, maybe he's in Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital, we'll just reassign him to Amadou Bello. And then you see he changes from Aminu Kano to Amadou Bello. So his records that he has entered previously is 4, and nothing has changed. So when you reassign a user to a new group, new access group, a new data access group, the data he has entered previously in that group does not move with him, but he also can move, into a new site. So I don't know if that answers your question, Evans.
Yeah, sure does. So the records stay with the group and not with the user or the individual.
Yes, it stays with the group, not the user, yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Any other questions or comments? Any questions?
Hi.
Yes, we can hear you.
I'm Ibrahim for the team for data monitoring for editor another code of monitoring. We have our own code, and where is the language we will apply it for this. MySQL or another language of programming, please.
Oh, I think you're talking about the programming. I don't know if I got your question very clearly, but if someone did, please. I mean, I really didn't get the question. If he's talking about programming used to do the monitoring or something, because I was hearing him saying something like SQL and stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can answer that. I don't know the programming language that was used to design REDCap, but I mean, I can use REDCap tools to do data. So I don't know, Anemi or Mario or Evans, if you can respond to that question.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I think Anemi is unmuted, so we'll give her the chance.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Oh, sorry. I wanted to just ask the speaker to clarify the question. Is he asking whether you can do the data quality stuff with programming?
For data monitoring for the control of quality, when you, as possible, that we add it our own code.
Oh, you want to add your own data quality rules? Is that what you mean?
For the data monitoring, or no, and not data collecting.
Yeah, so on the data quality rules page, you can actually make your own data quality rules as well, which you can make as complex as possible as you want. But if you want to do something more complex, you would have to export the data to a stats package and run some tests in there. We are going to talk about data quality a bit more tomorrow, if that helps.
Okay.
Evans, could I also chip in?
Yes, yes. Mario.
As Mike mentions, I think REDCap is written in PHP, and it has a MySQL database backend. So for all intents and purposes, if somebody wants to code a MySQL query, they can do so. You also talked about yesterday that you use REDCap as well as, oh, sorry, I think it's from Uganda. Was it Dowdy, I think, talked about how they run REDCap. In addition to that, they also have a MySQL database. So either of those two ways can be scripted. So REDCap has an API that allows somebody to write a program in any kind of language, Ruby, Perl, Python, R. And then that API allows that script written to extract, to look at data in the REDCap database, and then whoever uses that script or writes that script can do quality checks on that data from that program, in addition to what REDCap does already. And as Dowdy mentioned, in addition to REDCap, they also have MySQL. So you would be able to script, run any kind of program that you want to write, programming language. You'll be able to query the data in the databases, and in that way do some program data quality checks. I'm not sure if that is what was meant by that question.
Are you satisfied with the answer?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Right.